And right away onto your left, you will see the floating bridge. The floating bridge is only for pedestrians. You're very close. You can see the ship behind there. Very close to this area, but we had to go over the high bridge because it is only the bridge. The floating bridge is only for pedestrians onto your left. The floating bridge dates from 1888 and was a design of Leonard Burlington Smith, who came from Maine here in Curacao, loved Curacao so much, remained here, became the first consul of the United States on this island, and he was the designer of that bridge. The floating bridge floats on 16 pontoons and opens like a big handle every day, about 35 times a day.
All right, the floating bridge is moving. They're getting ready to let a ship through. I don't know, I guess it's from the other side, but it's got all of those pontoons on the bridge, and they got the engine and it starts moving, and they sound this bell to let you know they're doing it. And there it goes.
New York, former New Amsterdam, has a lot of links with Curacao from that time, being Dutch territory. So onto your right, therefore, we have the Brede Straat. The Brede Straat, or the Broad Street, as it's known for, onto your right. This is our complete shopping area, or the downtown area. Onto your right, you have some of the birds there with built with recycled material. The central bank, therefore, is shared. It's less costly to build other central bank in St. Martin. So until they change the coin, the currency, we will remain together. Now, our currency is the guilder, or the florin. $1 US dollar is 1 guilder 75. Okay, so remember that. 1 US dollar is 1 guilder 75. So when you buy something with cash money, remember always to request your exchange back in your currency, because otherwise they will give you in guilders automatically. Beautiful memory, beautiful souvenir, but you can do nothing else with it. Have wooden shutters here and there. The wooden shutters are hardwood, and in some instances you can see a ledge or a plaster just above the wooden shutters. That is to repel the excessive rainfall from the shutters. Same thing that the eyebrows do for your eyes, and that's why we call them eyebrows. The father, family Da Costa Gomez, to his son Henry, was going to get married. And what a gift this is. Beautiful house, which was converted into our National Archive since 1984. In memory of Elias Maduro, he was considered the patriarch of the Jewish families here. He was also known in Curacao as Levi. Now, just outside this area, you had also the laborers who were living. The laborers, some of them used to work for the Jewish families, and in 1890 they built a lot of homes for them. They look like steps going up, steps of the stairs going up. Onto our left, in a minute, onto our left, the yellow building, the monastery of the Roman Catholic Church, the administration department of the Roman Catholic Church. We will be stopping at the Roman Catholic Cathedral. The cathedral was built as a church in 1876. Had to stop for a while when we got the first devastated hurricane in 1877, which flattened everything around here. I think it was the only hurricane in history with a direct hit. The other hurricanes are more effects of hurricanes. But the cathedral here onto your left was finished in 1882. Curacao has 151,000 inhabitants, and 73% of the inhabitants are Roman Catholic.
sit. If you want, you can sit first.
We have for each religion a place of worship, and up till today, there is harmony and tolerance within all the religions. Now coming back to the schools, the children in the first grades of the primary school learn English and Spanish side of Papiamento and Dutch. Dutch is the official language. On to your right you can see the statue, the liberation of the soul. And they really, families of those who passed away or descendants, all are gathered here at that moment. Dresses onto your left, and a donkey carrying a barrel. That is a barrel with rainwater. Now Curacao used to have a lot of rainwater using in the past, and it stopped in 1928 when they built a big desalination plant. Onto our left we have again our fort, and the fort, you can see how the corals were embedded into the wall. The same way they built many of these buildings in the capital, but they didn't worry to plaster them over or to, because it's a fort. The arcades have, some arcades have nowadays a kitchen of some of the restaurants which are located on the waterfront, but formerly they were used to store munition and also prison cells. The fort itself dates from 1826 and it's called the Water Fort. The Water Fort is close to the Fort Amsterdam, the first fort built here in the capital by the Dutch, in between the walls of the capital of this fort. Onto your right, you had a small community of Dutch families living, especially of the military. And the fort is also made with corals.
So what happens when you take your camera into the restaurant with you to film the menu and the food, just to try to give a little food review, and then you happen to leave the camera sitting on the table when you get up and go back to the room? Well, you end up with some interesting footage when you go back to the service desk the next morning and they actually found the camera. They returned it to me. But here's some interesting footage that we got along the way.
Oke, ini kan lagi bisa dilihat. Ada fotonya siapa di sini? Bisa dong. Dulu punya.
Biasanya touring kan
Apaan sih? Aku lagi nanya-nanya sama dia juga. Kita naman din yung books.
Tinadyahan ng ano gumawa. Huwag daw dito sa ano sa harap. Sa gilid.
Sa gilid. Ano ka, meron akong ano doon, meron akong cardible doon. Gusto mo, bigyan kita.
Ay! Wala, nagre-record pala. Ala.